everything, and I mean everything, links back to childhood, because the way that you feel now is because of the way that you were made to feel during your childhood. If you haven't changed, which means your energy hasn't changed, then you are the same person as your younger self. You are, because your younger self lives within you. But what I mean by the same person is, if your energy hasn't changed, you are in the exact same energy that you were in when you were a child. And because time doesn't exist, there is no past, present, future. There is a present, which is the now. That is the only thing that does exist. This means that when you think of the past and you're still attached to it, you are reliving that day on repeat, which means that if you were not made to feel safe during your childhood, then you don't feel safe in this present moment, in the now, which is the only moment. And this looks like you not feeling safe, which is your inner child within you not feeling safe. So you have to realize, when you are doing anything, you're waking up in the morning, whatever your routine is, your inner child is waking up with you. And if you haven't processed and healed from what you have gone through during childhood, then your inner child is never going to feel safe anywhere you go, which means that you are not going to feel safe anywhere you go. So it's about understanding that your inner child is you, it lives within you, and rather than ignoring it and trying to suppress, push down those emotions, those feelings, because you don't want to relive them or feel those feelings to release them, it's about realizing that you need to integrate these parts of yourself within you, the dark sides and the light, so you can wake up happy every day. Because the only way you're going to be happy and fulfilled in your life is if your inner child feels safe within you. Because you have to understand that you need to be the mother and the father to your younger child. You cannot rely on anyone. You cannot play victim. If you are holding a grudge, if you are holding on to something that happened to you during childhood, it's not affecting that other person, it's affecting you. For example, if someone did something to you that you just cannot understand how they could ever do it, you cannot get over it, you cannot forgive, you're actually the one holding on to the guilt, the guilty feeling that that person would have made you feel when they were doing it, or whatever happened, because you're the one holding on to that energy. They're not. So what it looks like is, if something happened to you during childhood and you're still holding on to it, you're not forgiving them, you're holding on to the guilt, the shame, the kind of, anxiety, worry, whatever feelings, emotions that experience made you feel, you're recreating those experiences in your life. Because trauma is like a cycle, it's like patterns, which means that no one's even victim. Because if you think about it, you're now going to become what your parents were to you, because you're holding on to, if you're holding on to guilt, or you're holding on to anger, you're holding on to shame, you're holding on to something that happened, you're not forgiving, you're not letting go, that's in your body, and that's an energy, so you're going to express it. Doesn't make you a bad person, no one's good or bad, but it just means no one is victim, because you have to think about it as whatever happened to you during childhood, they probably are holding on to something that happened to them and they couldn't forgive. So they're holding on to that guilt. And then this is how you get generational curses, generational trauma. It's just patterns of behavior happening over and over and over until someone comes along and breaks those generational curses. And what that means is thinking differently, acting differently, not acting out of impulse and ego, actually realizing what is going on, gaining the awareness and understanding that if you don't change, the same cycles are going to happen with you and your family, and then with their family's family, and so on and so on. Because if you're holding on to anything that is out of alignment, it is going to come out and you're going to experience it over and over again in your reality, because it's your body way of saying, look, there is something out of alignment with you. I'm making it known to you. This is why you're feeling this way and you're acting this way. But you have to be the one to go within and want to release those feelings. It's not about denying them and ignoring them, and it doesn't make you a bad person because you feel the ways that you do. Allowing yourself to feel is the only way you're going to move up in the vibrational scale and feel better. Anyway, it's about realizing that you have to let go of whatever everyone has done to you, not for them, for you, because you are the one storing it and holding it in your own body, and it's going to come out because feelings are there to be felt and they cannot escape. They do not run away. They are there for a reason, to be felt.